The question basically is Eric right? Are we in a different world? All right? The question is Eric right that we are in a different world where the needs of the 18th century have somewhat been outdated by recent developments in terms of how the Constitution should apply? Your 30 seconds starts now.
Well, of course we're in a different world, but we're in a world where it is as important as ever to make sure that the elements of our government operate according to the limits. It is so tempting. You just look around the world at the Putins and the Chavezes and the Berlusconis in Italy. We have seen so many countries taken down the road of executive unilateralism, and it is not a good thing. Yes, the world has changed, and it's given...
Eric Posner, it's your floor. I like that you obey the rules. That was very clean. Thank you.
18th century, population 3 million, homogeneous population. People lived and worked on farms. Small towns and states could do all the law and all the administration that was necessary. Today, population 300 million, global economy, global defense needs. The states can no longer handle this administratively. You need a national government to do this, and you need a strong leader of the national government to run the government.
Carrie Severino.
I think we still have a government of the people, by the people, for the people. The government still should have its powers limited by those given to it by the people in the Constitution. And so, while yes, things have changed, I think those limits are still necessary. And maybe if the government does some fewer things and doesn't invade so many aspects of American life, they would actually have time to achieve all of it. But I think our constitutional limits certainly are still there. And even if we don't need it anymore, the question still stands. Has he usurped the powers of the Constitution? Yes.
The question is, what are those limits? And there are two views on the table. One is the view that we should adopt the limits that we had in the 18th century, with all the facts that Eric said. The other is that we should have the limits that the Supreme Court has endorsed over the last century as it's acknowledged the realities of today. And all of the examples that we've talked about have all been examples really of democratic responsiveness by presidents to what the public wanted. That's what Kerry started with, the idea that we should listen to the people, and that supports our position.
Perfect timing, and that concludes round 2 of this Intelligence Squared U.S. debate.